Hi, I'm Leroy with Power Pro Equipment. Today we're going to be discussing the XCMG XE35U. Tell you some of the features of it and also go over some of the capability of this machine. So to start out with, this is XCMG's 3.5 metric ton unit. It actually, with a cab, it ends up weighing about 10,000 pounds. As you can see, this is a cabin machine. They offer this in a canopy or a cabin unit. They come fully equipped with a hydraulic thumb, a hydraulic quick disconnect on the bucket, and come standard with a 24-inch standard heavy-duty bucket. You can see we on this unit have a straight dozer blade. And then as you look around the machine just briefly, we have front LED working lights as well as rear LED working lights. We have a top mounted beacon. We have two rear facing mirrors and also a front facing mirror on this side. So this unit comes standard with all those features. The other thing you'll see on this unit, which probably you won't on any other brand, at least I haven't seen, are these holding valves. You have a holding valve right here, and there's also one on the dipper cylinder. And what they do is they keep the cylinders locked. So for instance, if it was sitting here with the boom up in the air and one of these lines got cut, that holding valve would lock that cylinder so that it doesn't fall and possibly injure somebody or damage something. So it's a very unique feature to XCMG. As we walk around the back here, we're just going to open up, and you can see right in there, there is a 24.4 horsepower Yanmar diesel. All the service points are very easily accessible. We have the standard fuel filter as well as the water separator. Also, the engine oil filter is right down here, and you can also see the engine oil dipstick. And then over here to the right is your oil fill. So when we open up this side cover, you're going to see some additional service points. So your radiators right here, your oil cooler, your air cleaner, which is easily accessible. And then of course your battery, and you have some of your componentry for your air conditioning of the cab. This cab does come with standard heat and air conditioning. So you also have the shut-off control. If you're not going to be using the unit for a little while, you can easily reach in there and kill the power so that it doesn't drain the battery, or for theft protection as well. All right, so as we walk around the left side of the cab, obviously the cab door here, we can open that up and that will lock in position. So if you want to use it with the door open, you can easily do that. Inside you also have a sliding window which you can easily open and get fresh air, as well as this front window, and I'll show you that in a minute, that will flip up overhead. So as we come around the front of the machine, something to just show you once again, you have the cylinder that raises the grading blade. They do turn this cylinder around so your barrel end is down in the dirt rather than the rod end. It's a very nice feature and well thought out feature of this unit. If you look here also, notice how everything is routed. This machine is very well loaded as far as hydraulics, but you still have very well protected wrapped hoses, wrapped electrical controls, and very cleanly routed electrical and hydraulic connections. You also have dual auxiliary hydraulics on this unit. So this unit is obviously plumbed for a hydraulic thumb. And then obviously you have the hydraulic lines that come out here for your hydraulic quick disconnect on your bucket. But if you notice up here on the stick farther, you actually have two sets of auxiliary hydraulics. So one's being used for the thumb, but you have an auxiliary set if you'd want to put like a hydraulic hammer on it or a grapple, something like that as an attachment. So let's go back to the cab and we'll look at the inside of the cab here a little. So A nice safety feature on this is the emergency stop button. Very nice in that if there was a person working next to the unit and they noticed a problem, they can easily hit this button and it'll shut down the machine instantly. So there is the front window that you can easily move up and out of the way if you need to have better visibility out front, or if there's somebody out front you need to talk to. Makes it very convenient. Also, this pedal here under my right foot, you can flip that up and there's your control to swing your main boom. So if you're pivoting that maybe to get right along a wall, you can do that very easily. As we get into the controls, to start this unit, this needs to be up. That's standard in the industry. And then as you flip that down, your controls become live. So you have your two basic joysticks. On this unit with the hydraulic thumb, you have a scrolling button right here on my right hand you can use with your thumb. That'll open and close your thumb. As we go back through the controls, you have lights, you have wipers. Of course, this is your hydraulic control to raise and lower the blade. Back here you have your HVAC controls, so heat and AC. The control panel lights up, and I was saying earlier that there was a 2-speed. So right here, your F2 button, I don't know if you can see that, but it changes it from rabbit to turtle. And then you also have like a mute button. If you have your radio on and you want to mute it, you can hit that as well. Shows your hours, your fuel, and also temperature. And then as we go up to the other side here, your radio is to my top left. You have radio, which is standard, and then there's 2 speakers up behind me. And then off to my left here is your throttle control. So that's just a dial for your throttle control. Here is your hydraulic bucket release. So if you flip that to that position right there and roll your bucket, it'll disengage your bucket, and then to latch it back on, you just flip it to this position, and then it'll lock your bucket back on. The other thing to mention about, there is a button here that says Eco. That Eco control is so that as soon as you're not using a function, the engine will idle back, and then as soon as you activate any of the hydraulic functions, it will immediately go back to the engine speed that you have it set at here by your dial. You do also have your beacon light and additional light switch. And one thing I forgot to mention when talking about the joysticks, these armrests are adjustable up and down. You just loosen this thumb screw and you can adjust that to any position that you would like so that it's comfortable. The seat as well is adjustable front and back. You have your latch right here to slide that front and back, and there's also a control to adjust the backrest, so you can move that and get in a very comfortable position. Okay, so behind the seat there are 2 bolts that you can take out, and this will allow you to tilt the cab for serviceability. So after you take those 2 bolts out, if you open this side cover, you'll notice there's a hydraulic jack in here. It's built-in hydraulic jack. It shows you up and down arrows. So that is what you're going to use to actually, once you pull those 2 bolts, you're going to pump that up and down in order to tilt your cab forward. There's actually a jack handle stored right here in the foot pad in front of you. So XCMG on all their machines makes serviceability very easy. So that's one feature that you're not going to see in a lot of other units that make it very easy to tilt your cab so you can get into any components underneath your floor. And as you look at this button here on the door, that'll close like that. And this cab will come right here, it will split and it will roll forward. So one other thing to cover out here is, of course, this is the standard rubber track. As you can see, just an industry standard track, roughly 12 inches wide. So it makes it great for going over all sorts of terrain. So underneath the seat here, you have the switchable control. So you just pull the pin and you can move that lever to switch from backhoe to ISO controls, or whatever you might call those. But that's a very easily thing to do, and then you can just close that panel again and your controls are switched. Control levers for moving this forward reverse. You can do it with your feet as well. You have those pedals that flip down, and it allows you to use your feet to control your directional control. So just a word about XCMG. They are the world's third largest construction equipment company. They have 27 plants globally. Fantastic manufacturer. This machine, just to show how confident they are in it, they offer a 5-year, 5,000 hour chassis warranty, a 3-year, 3,000 hour overall component warranty. So you can see they really value your business, and they also want to make sure you're taken care of. This unit is available at any of the 9 PowerPro locations throughout Southeast Pennsylvania and also in Ringoes, New Jersey. Please like and subscribe and look for future PowerPro YouTube videos.
PowerPro, the power you need.